The Real Housewives of Durban season 3 episode 7 until 8. It was like high school in the Drakensberg. I swear to God, there are cliques that have formed an us versus them type of situation. There are silly confrontations, there's jealousies, there's temper tantrums, and all of this from grown ass women. I think out of all those women, the youngest one is Annie. So these are adults, and this is how they were behaving. Before I get into it, let me introduce myself. I am Lungile. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. So it was Jojo's time to be a host, and she decided to take the ladies to beautiful sunny Pass in Drakensberg. She drove there with Rue, and then Maria drove there with Sane. But then Sorisha flew in, darling, okay, with Slee and Annie. So those who drove arrived first, and when Sorisha and her two cohorts arrived, Jojo was visibly jealous. I mean, the girl said shit like, oh my god, I should have asked Calvin how much it is to rent a chopper. Like, girl, come on, you didn't. You drove there with Rue. You said that you had fun driving with Rue. Shut up and be a great host, okay? Except she was not a great host. Nonku was not there on the first day because Nonku was busy. So Jojo was there with everybody else without her bestie, and she looked like she lost her favorite puppy. It's like she didn't know what to do with herself. She was bored and she was boring, and therefore everybody was bored as well. It just sucked. The next day, Nonku arrives, darling, in a chopper herself. Because girl is money, therefore she can rent her own chopper. It's okay. Remember in the previous season, they flew without her. She wasn't happy. Therefore, this time, she like, I'm gonna get my own chopper. That's how you do it, girl. You money too. Get your own chopper. So yes, she was escorted by her BF. I guess the man had the time to escort her on a chopper to the Drakensberg. Okay, do you, babushk? It's alright. And nobody likes that boyfriend, hey? Have you seen what the Twitter streets are saying about that man? Nobody wants to see that man on our tele. It's like, the fuck. She shows up and the clicks, which is so visible to see. Like Slee, Jojo and Rue are so happy to see her. They ran towards her just to welcome her. Of course, Jojo being bested with Nonku was super happy that Nonku is there. The other clique, the Slee, Sorisha, and Annie clique, and Maria was there with them as well. Maria sort of doesn't know what to do with herself. She's that side, she's that side. Sometimes she looks like she's the peacekeeper, but sometimes she's like the instigator. Like, girl doesn't know what to do. But I mean, I guess she's happy she's on the show. Really, she's just trying to find a storyline, and nothing is stabilizing for her in that department. So, anyways, the cliques, you can tell. While the others were happy that Nonku has arrived, the others decided to vanish. High school from grown women. Okay, goodbye. So yeah, the little chit chat behind other people's backs started, and Nonku, you know, when Nonku comes, there will be drama. When Nonku comes, there will be unnecessary confrontations, and then in the evening comes supper time, and Nonku decides to ask Sorisha why Sorisha the audacity. Why Sorisha flew with Slee and not Jojo. And you know, Sorisha knew that there was gonna be trouble, knew that there were gonna be words said. Like, she cannot please everybody because, you know, a chopper can only take so many people. And also, it's Sorisha's prerogative who she takes with her. If she don't want to take your ass ride on a minibus to the Drakensberg, and just make sure you enjoy it and just leave Sorisha alone. But yeah, a whole ass confrontation back and forth between Sorisha and Nonku, and Slee trying to interject, and Sorisha trying to explain that actually I wanted you to be there riding with us, but then I was told that you rented your own chopper for the next day, so I decided to take Slee. And Nonku's like, but why wouldn't you take Jojo? Like, what the flying banana is going on? What is the issue? Okay. You thought it was over. Jojo decided to jump in and confront Annie and I guess everybody else over the fact that she feels that there's been chitter chatter behind the scenes and people think she's now an alcoholic. On the show, I think we've seen it 2 or 3 times where people are mentioning or asking JoJo about her drinking. I mean, I don't think that's enough for her to feel that people think she's a drunkard or an alcoholic, especially what they did to Nonku. JoJo was involved in that, by the way, what they did to Nonku in the previous season, where they just staged an intervention saying that Nonku was drinking too much, Nonku was an alcoholic, but they were right about Nonku anyways. So JoJo, people ask you about alcohol 2 or 3 times and then you are aggrieved. Like, yeah, like and you can tell she's upset, she's mad, she's just riling herself up and winding herself up and like, bloody blazes, JoJo, it's not that deep. And like when Annie was answering, Annie was also just saying, no, it's not that deep, JoJo, it's not that serious. And JoJo just kept going on and on and on. And no, I've heard that this is not the first time that people are talking about me and alcohol. Gosh, shut up. So, you know, in true JoJo fashion, she freaking flings the dishes across the table straight into Nonku's face. She mad as hell. She storms out crying. Now, who gonna cry after she started shit? JoJo. It's always JoJo. JoJo starts shit, and then when things don't go her way and she can't stand up for it, she throws tears. She starts crying. And in this regard, she kind of got the attention she needed because Ru, Sane, and Maria, they ran after her trying to console her. Did I say this episode was like high school? Sane and Maria arguing about who must console JoJo. Maria saying, you don't even know JoJo to Maria. And Maria's like, I'm just trying to give her her shoes. Like, grown-ass woman fighting over who should console another grown-ass woman who threw a tantrum for nothing. JoJo needs more therapy. I think she has mentioned prior that she's had therapy. She needs more therapy, you know. And in her diary session, she's talking about in her whole 10 years of being married to Kevin, she's never been as triggered as these women have triggered her. JoJo, therapist, isn't it you are rich? You are doing a 10 million rand renovation. Money is not an issue. This whole episode, this whole season, any chance you get, you're telling us how rich you is. Go get a therapist, the best in the land. Deal with your issues, because we are getting hard with your tantrums, okay? Especially when afterwards you then play a victim. Another confrontation that happened, of course, was the Annie Sane confrontation. So I think the first person who sort of confronted Sane was Sorisha. Sorisha took Sane to the top of the mountain somewhere there at Sunny Pass. I need somebody to take me there. That place is beautiful. So anyways, Sorisha, Sane, and Sunny Pass. Sorisha sort of confronted Sane over the whole remarks that Sane made about Annie slipping her way to the top, or rather slipping, you know, starting off as a PA and then slipping her way to being a wife. But you know, Sorisha was doing it in a Sorisha way. Just be honest with me, Sane. What happened? What did you say? Sane going around the table, around. In Zulu, we say, Wangene intange nukel. Wangene intange nukel. She just couldn't say exactly who said what during that conversation between her, Nonku, and JoJo, where she, Sane, said that Annie slept her way to the top. And then later on, it was dinner. Annie decided, I'm going to confront this Han. And Annie confronted Sane. And Sane once again went around and around and around. And this time, JoJo wasn't there. And Sane, because JoJo left her own function. And Sane thought to deflect and made it seem like it was JoJo that said that Annie slept her way to the top. And Nonku, flabbergasted is the word. Nonku was flabbergasted. The way Nonku looked at Sane at that moment, Nonku could not believe that this woman is denying it and deflecting that she's the one who said that about Annie. You know, and and when Sane couldn't stand up for it, she also decided to throw a tantrum. Talking about, this is the last time I'm going to address it. This is the last time. Childish. Put your big girl panties on. If you're going to talk smack about somebody, be able to stand up and defend it, or defend yourself, or be like, yeah, I said it. Did you not slip your way to the top? Something along those lines, you know. And with Sane's introduction to the show, I kind of feel like she was like planted by the producers. They kind of looked at the footage that they have and they were like, "Hi man, we're not gonna get enough drama from these ladies." They formed friendships, they formed cliques, and Maria is just not doing enough to shake things up between these cliques, like the Annie Sorisha clique and the Jojo Nonku cliques. So I think that's when, like on episode 3, the producers just out of nowhere introduced Sane to shake things up. And for me as a viewer, Sane has shaken things up. Sane has become the villain of this season, and I enjoy hating on her on the season. In real life, do I think that Sane is such a messy person? Somebody who's talk shit and deny it later on and try to deflect and make it seem like it's somebody else that said it? I don't know. I don't think so. Can we live in a society with somebody like that? Maybe I'm just being naive. I think Sane is putting on an act of being the supervillain of this show. You know, so yes, after Jojo left the ladies and all the drama that ensued in her absence, like, Jojo was saying that she's done with the show, she's done with these ladies, referring to the ladies as shits. I'm done with these shits. Aibo Jojo, mind your language. I'm done with these shits. Who you calling shits? Like, I can't wait for the reunion episode. Somebody needs to, like, Jojo needs to defend herself with her chest. What do you mean shits? Who are you referring to as shits? Nonku and Slee had a heart-to-heart where Nonku was attempting to apologize to Slee, like, yeah, I brought you here and I thought we were going to be bosom buddies and just, but I don't know what has happened. You happened, Nonku. On the first episode, you started pitting Jojo against Slee, you know? So, of course, it didn't go well for you. Now, your neighbor and best friend, you just become arch rivals on this show. So, it's quite sad when you think about it, because they were friends, genuinely, for real. They were friends before the show. And Nonku brings Lee to the show for their friendship to just fall apart in front of the entire country, maybe entire continent. Listen, it's a mess. I want more mess, because that's what I expect from this franchise. It was high school in the Drakensberg. They've left the Drakensberg. I want to know what they have more for me, because I watch this for the mess, for the drama, whether scripted or not, whether something's a staged or not, whether somebody's planted there for producers or not. I don't care. I am entertained. So y'all, that is my reaction to episode 7 and 8 of the Real Housewives of Durban season 3. Thank you once again for clicking on my video. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Bye.